Okay. I think we have finished. Okay, question 7. Okay, and we finished question 6 yesterday during the class, and then I asked you to finish question 7. Okay, and then you can double check the work. Okay, with mine. Okay, now for this one, for for question 7, okay, you can see that you are asked to draw scatter diagram. Okay, remind you once again, you need to look at the questions very carefully. You need to read the question carefully, and then to see which diagrams, okay, you are asked to draw. Okay, and therefore in this case you are asked to draw a scatter diagram, and then you look at the data. So sorry, this one, look at the data. And then in this case, we are looking at the relations between age and sleeping time. Okay, therefore you can see that this row represents the age. Okay, and then this row represents the corresponding sleeping time. Now, and then you can see how many data are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, therefore imagine someone has asked 10 people. Okay, there are 10 data here. Okay, and then it's just like someone has asked 10 people. Okay, and then he asked the person, okay, the age, and then the sleeping time. It means one person's answer that he or she is 11 years old, and then the sleeping time, the average, okay, more or less, okay, every day he or she sleeps 8 hours per day, every day. Okay, and then the other person, okay, he or she may answer that, okay, 13 years old, and then sleeps 7 hours every day. Okay, like that. Okay, therefore there will be 11, 8, and then you can find there's another 11, but this is 6. It means, okay, if these are the people, okay, 10 people, then it means amongst these 10 people, both of them are 11 years old, but one sleeps 8 hours and then the other one sleeps 6 hours. Okay, right? And then in this case, and then you are asked to construct a scatter diagram. And therefore, it means we have two axes, just like this one. You can refer to this one. It is an example, okay? We have two axes, and then one axis should show the age. And then the other axis should show the sleeping time. And then when you look at the age, okay, the smallest one will be 11. And then up to what? Up to 16. Okay, therefore, in this case, if you show the age from 1 to 10, it is unnecessary or meaningless because we don't have any people, okay, having age between 1 to 10. Therefore, in this case, you can see what I have done. Now, I use this axis to show the age. And then in this case, I don't want to spend any space to show age 1 to 10. And therefore, can you see that there's a symbol here? Okay, this symbol means I have skipped some of the values. Okay, although, okay, this one, I forgot to write 0 here. Okay, this point, okay, should be 0. But from 0 to 10, I have skipped all those values. Okay, therefore, I will use this symbol. Okay, and then starting from this one, okay, 11, and then up to 16 here. Okay, you can see that the biggest one, the largest age should be 16, then up to 16, and then I use one big square here to represent one unit. Therefore, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, like that. And then if you look at the sleeping hours, okay, I don't want to show the hours from 1 to 4 because no one here, okay, in this case, no one sleeps, say 3 hours every day or 4 hours every day. Okay, the least one, the smallest one is 5. Therefore, on this axis, I want to show the information of the sleeping time. And then if there's a unit for it, then I write the unit here. Okay, the sleeping time, the measurement for the sleeping time will be hours. And then I would like to start with 5. Okay, therefore instead of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that, I skip all those values 1 to 4. And then 0, and then I quickly start with 5 here. And then you can see that because in this case, after this one, I use this one big square to represent 1 hour. And therefore, definitely this part is not 0, 1. And therefore, I need to draw a symbol like that. Okay, because this part is just skipped. Okay, it's not this part, not scale, not the same scale as this one. Okay, because for this one big square represent 1. 1, okay, 5, 6, 7. But definitely this is 0. After one big square, it becomes 5. And therefore, this part is not the same scale. This word. Okay, and therefore we need to draw a symbol like that. And then afterwards, then I can have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we draw the points one by one in pairs. Okay, therefore, the first one, you can refer to your textbook also, okay? 11, 8, therefore 11, 8, and then you mark it, okay, with crosses like that, okay? Okay, any questions? Oh, okay. And therefore, this kind of diagram is called scatter diagram. Okay, it's finished in this way. Of course, I remind you yesterday that we need the title. We need the title. Okay, then the title usually you can copy from the instruction of the questions here. The table below shows, and then starting from here, the average sleeping time per day, and then you just copy this one as your title. Okay, right? Any questions up to this moment? Now then, we look at the other one. Of course, doesn't matter. You can see the answer. You have the answers also in your textbook. Now, for this one, you can see that the questions consist of a very long paragraph, but you just need to answer in a short sentence. Okay, like that. And then there are some main points you need to know, and then you can know what you need to answer. Now, in this case, as psychologists conducted a surveys to find out the relationship between number of favorite restaurants of a group of females and their weight. And therefore, this part just show you what this diagram is about. Okay, it is about the number of favorite restaurant and the weight of a person. Okay, and then those people are all females. Okay, and then the scatter diagrams on the right shows the result, and then it means someone has conducted a survey or a study, and then that the psychologist has got some data, okay, and then this time the data are not shown in a table like that, okay, and then some the psychologist has already have already constructed the scatter diagram, and then this is the scatter diagram from the data. Okay, of course, if you read each cross, then you can actually know the individual data. In this case, it means if I create a tables like that, okay, and then number of favorite restaurant and then the rate. Okay. If you want to, if you want to have this kind of information, you can read this here. Okay, weight is in kilogram. It means someone is 45 kilogram, and then the number of favorite restaurant will be as one is 9, and then the other one is 8, like that. And then you look at this one. It will be the other one 40 what? 46. And then the number of favorite restaurant will be 7. Okay, therefore it means you can look at the individual data in this way. Okay, and then also if you count the number of crosses, okay, if each, and then you will know that how many data are there. In this case, the data are collected from some people, okay, a group of females. Therefore, in this case, you can count the number, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And therefore, in this case, there are 23 crosses, okay, on this diagram. It means the psychologist has asked 23 females for the information, okay, for the weight and for their number of favorite restaurants. Okay, okay. Any questions up to this moment? Now, and then in this case, and then this is the main part actually. Okay, this is the main, this is the key sentence, okay, telling you what you are going to do. Okay, you need to, can you see this word again? We have this, okay, in the previous session. Okay, describe the relationship between the number of favorite restaurants of the groups of females and their weight. Okay, it means you look at it and then do you think that there is any relationship? Now, in this case, it looks like, in general, the diagram looks something like that. Okay, it means when someone get heavier, and then the number of favorite restaurant, okay, is smaller, fewer favorite restaurants. Okay, or you can refer to your book on this page. Okay, this page 43. Okay, you can have a look of it. Okay, it means in general, when we look at the crosses and then see whether we have an impression like that, then in this case, this is called positive relationship. And if it looks like that, this is negative relationship. Okay, and therefore in this one, you can refer to this kind of example and then look at how they write the sentence. In this case, instead, other than saying this one, and then you can answer there is a negative relationship. Okay, it means it's just like dropping like that. Okay, we read from left to right. And then therefore in this case, it's just like going down. When the people, okay, is getting heavier. And then the number of favorite restaurant is smaller. Okay, fewer restaurant. Okay. Therefore, this kind, if the diagram looks like that, then it is called negative relationship. And then you need to further explain what's the meaning of this negative relationship. Then you can see that when the fewer the number of favorite restaurant, the heavier the female. Okay, can you see the pattern of the sentence? Okay, the the and then the the again. Okay, this is the sentence structure. And then for this one, for this word, you should know the comparison words, right? I think you have memorized that in primary, right? For example, what? A beautiful, more beautiful, and then most beautiful. Okay, clear, clearest, something like that. Okay, and then you need to use these words. Okay, because you are comparing two. Okay, or you are right. You are not in this case. You are comparing one by one here. Okay, two of them. If it is in this case, it means if someone is getting heavier. Okay, more heavier, and then fewer numbers because the number is smaller. Okay, therefore in this case we have two sentences, and then first of all you tell the people, okay, you can reverse the sentence is also okay. Okay, you can in this case describe this one first. The fewer the number, it means when you're going down like that along this one, fewer the number of favorite restaurant. What happened if you go down in this way? Then in this case you can see that for the weight it is getting heavier. Therefore the heavier the female. You reverse the sentence. If you mention this one first and then this one later, it is also correct. The heavier the female, the fewer the number of favorite restaurant. Okay, it is also correct. Okay, then in this case, you don't need to draw the diagram. You just need to read the diagram and then write sentences like that. Okay, or we may read another example. Okay, turn your book back to example 13. Okay, this one. Now, then in this case, you have to do everything. Okay, you are given the table, and then first of all, you need to construct a scatter diagram. Therefore, it means in this case, you need to get a piece of paper and then draw the diagram by yourself. Okay, and then after you have got this diagram, and then you look at part B. According to the scatter diagram in A, it means after you have done part A, you have constructed the diagram. Describe the relationship. You can see the same sentence, actually, same phrases. Describe the relationship. Okay, that it means you need to write something. And then between the mark score, can you see the mark scores by the student in Chinese and Chinese language and mathematics examination? It means someone is thinking any relationship between Chinese and mathematics. Will that be the case that if someone is good in Chinese language, and then that person will be also good in mathematics? Okay, and then therefore some scores are collected. Okay, it means this one should be from the same person. Okay, it means one student, okay, has got 57 in mathematics, and then at the same time got 60 in Chinese language. And then the other student, okay, got 64 in mathematics and 73 in Chinese language. And then we draw the points on this diagram, and then we look at it. Okay, it seems no pattern, no special pattern. Okay, if someone has a very high marks in mathematics, okay, it seems that if you look at these points, that person can have a relatively low scores in Chinese, but someone can also get a very high score in Chinese. Therefore, in this case, it seems no relations. If you look at these also, okay, for this one, okay, this person has 70, okay, this part, okay, 70 something, okay, in mathematics. But for these students, some may get quite a low scores in Chinese, but some can get quite a high score in Chinese. Therefore, if you look at these pictures, okay, you can't tell anything. Okay, therefore, in this case, we answer in this way. There is no direct relationship. Now, this one, you can refer to this diagram. It means you need to know these three phrases. Okay, if the diagram looks like that, then you can answer it is a positive relationship. If the diagram looks in this way, okay, then in this case, you may answer that it has a negative relationship. If it looks something like that, just like the previous example, and then in this case, there's no direct relationship. Okay, therefore, just like that, there is no direct relationship. And then you copy this one because we are talking about relationship between. When we talk about relationship, we use this preposition between. Okay, and then therefore in this case, this part you can just copy here. Okay, there's no direct relationship between the marks in Chinese language and mathematics examinations like that. Okay, but this is the key point. This is the key point in this answer. Okay. Any questions you want to ask at this moment for reading the scatter diagram? Maybe a bit difficult for you at this moment. Okay, but you can, but it's very simple. Okay, you just refer to this one, therefore you can mark this one as your notes. Okay, and then when you're asked to talk about the relationship between two sets of data, then in this case, you just remember, okay, if it looks something like that, then you can answer a positive relationship. If it looks something like that, just like going down like that, negative relationship. And then if it is quite random, okay, you can't tell anything, then it is no direct relationship. Okay, I show you one more example. Never mind, you can look at this one. Can you see this one clearly? Let me move my iPad. Now, for this case, if you look at this part, it's just like question 8 in the exercise. It looks something like that. Therefore, in this case, we will answer in this way. Okay, there is a negative relationship. Okay, and then it is between, and then you look at these two, between the number of mistakes and the studying time. Okay, you can just write it in this way. And then further, you can tell something more about what kinds of negative relationship, and then you can see the other sentence. The longer, when we talk about time, studying time, when we talk about study time, we use the adjective long time or short time, right? Okay, right? And therefore it means when you use more time, or in this case, it use this word longer time, we can also say the more the studying time. We can also use this one. It means you need to think about the adjective when you're describing the amount of time. We can say that we have spent longer time, or you can also say that you have spent more time in studying. Okay, therefore you can use the longer the studying time, or you can use the more the studying time. And then in this case, number of mistakes. Okay, it means you have fewer, you don't have so many mistakes. Therefore, in this case, we use this word few. Okay, because countable, don't use less. Okay, less is for uncountable noun. In this case, number of mistakes, okay, it is countable. Therefore, in this case, we use fewer. Therefore, it means if you spend more time, this one means if you spend more time in studying, then in this case, you will have fewer mistakes. Okay, and therefore the longer the studying time, the fewer the number of mistakes made. Okay, you can just copy the number of mistake made. Okay, the studying time. Okay, you don't need to, I am not asking you to write a composition or do a dictation. Okay, usually you can find the useful words to answer the questions in the questions actually. Okay, right, let's see, maybe we can. Now the case is that I am going to ask you to try a few exercise in your textbook. Okay, but I know that you have the answers, but try to write it by yourself. Okay, instead of directly copy the answer from your textbook. Now in this case, right, I am going to ask you to do number 12 and 13, okay, as an exercise, okay, for ending this session. Okay, but I just tell you once again, stem and leaf diagram. This one, stem and leaf diagram, are very, 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 very important. Okay, don't know whether you can get what I'm talking about. Okay, stem and leaf diagram are very, 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 very important. Okay, therefore, you need to do number 12. And then you need to do number 13. Okay, get a piece of nice paper to do your homework. Okay, of course, for stem and leaf diagram, you can just do your work, okay, in single line paper. But for scatter diagram, this kind of diagram, you better have graph paper like that. Okay, if you don't have graph paper, go to stationery shop to buy one. Or if you have a printer, then you can print a graph paper by yourself. Okay. Right. Number 12 and number 13, 2 questions. And then it is homework. I will put it in the Google Classroom. The deadline will be next week.